Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling, tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
Oh! What's that? You're supposed to get booze.
Oh, this is ham, soaked in rum. It is loaded with booze.
God damn it, Frank. Eating your drinks? That is genius.
Ow! What is that?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to a very special episode of Binging with Babish, where to celebrate 100,000 subscribers, we're going to make both a show-accurate recreation of, and my own version of, the insane drinks and dishes dreamt up by It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, maybe the most legendary of which is rum ham. Now, I don't want to waste this whole ham, so I'm just going to take a large slab of it, you might call it a ham steak, put it in a bowl with a whole lot of rum, soak it overnight, just as Frank describes. While that's soaking though, we're going to make ourselves a delicious brown sugar glazed ham with pineapple rum sauce. We're going to start by scoring the meat like so. I'm cutting a little too deep here. Try just to cut through the surface of the skin, not into the meat itself. Now we're going to make a brown sugar rub with just a whole lot of brown sugar, some salt, and pepper that we're going to liberally rub all over the roast before placing it in a 350-degree oven for about an hour and a half, or until the center registers about 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, it wouldn't be rum ham without rum, so we're going to make some caramelized pineapple that we're then going to crank over a high heat, add about a half a cup of rum, get your torch ready, and engage slow motion. Cool. Stand back and have a fire extinguisher at the ready. You don't want crispy eyebrows or to be dead. Make sure all the alcohol is burned off, take it off the heat, and let's get our ham out of the oven. It's already beautiful. Hack off a couple slices and plate it up with our beautiful pineapple sauce. You can see that I've got some riot juice at the ready. We'll touch on that later. Now, this might be a delicious way to eat ham, but it's not going to get you drunk. For that, we need our glistening rum-soaked slab of ham that we're going to take a bite of and immediately spit out because it's really, really disgusting.
This is one of the few times where it is acceptable to be shirtless in a public forum, so I'm blasting bare chest the whole time. What do you think?
Smart. Yeah, I think you're gonna be cold as shit.
I'm not gonna be cold at all, because I'm gonna be wasted on grain alcohol.
Grain alcohol, baby. Whenever there's a potential riot, I'm getting blasted on grain alcohol.
Riot
like
juice!
Rum punch.
Put some of that on my bug bites.
We're not gonna be wasting our fine grain alcohol on your goddamn bug bites, idiots.
Riot juice is a drink to be consumed in public during a potentially violent sporting event, so let's get a container that we can bring to the ballpark. We're going to start with grain alcohol and add what I can only imagine is blue Gatorade. That's blue flavored Gatorade. They couldn't come up with a name for the flavor, so they just called it blue. Now, this might get you drunk and effectively bring you back to your college days, but let's see if we can make this actually palatable, because boy, it is rough. We're going to start with the same kind of high-proof hooch that we're going to add to a cocktail shaker filled with ice, and some blue curacao, which has the added benefits of color, flavor, and more alcohol. And then to help make this extra drinkable, we're going to add a little bit of pineapple juice. Close up your cocktail shaker and shake well to combine. Now, not only does this stuff look just like riot juice, it also tastes really, really good while getting you completely and utterly drunk. It's so good that I've actually made it for myself a few times since shooting this episode.
2, 1. Fight Milk! The first alcoholic, dairy-based protein drink for bodyguards!
Bye, bodyguard!
I drink it every morning so I can fight like the crowd.
It's frozen! Milk! Made fresh!
By bodyguards and Charlie.
What up?
Now onto the brainchild of Mac and Charlie, Fight Milk. This, of course, starts with milk, and it's surprisingly hard to get crow's eggs unless you're Charlie, so I've got some quail's eggs here, which are pretty awesome because apparently they're a lot safer to eat raw. There's a very low chance of getting salmonella, so I'm going to dump a whole bunch of these in here along with what looked like vodka from the video. Now, I'm not a bodyguard, so this is not official Fight Milk, but it's going to give us a very similar flavor to what was consumed in the TV show. Just mix that up, and what we've got here is a combination of milk, eggs, and vodka, so as you can imagine, it doesn't taste great. So let's see if we can improve on that. I thought a great direction to go would be a makeshift eggnog martini. So we're going to add our quail's eggs, our vodka, and some milk, along with some eggnog spice. We got allspice, cinnamon, nutmeg, and a little bit of simple syrup for sweetness that we're then going to shake very, very rigorously because you want to emulsify those eggs and make a nice creamy drink like this. I've already had a lot to drink so far today with the riot juice, so I'm just going to have a sip of this to try it. Maybe one more sip. It's pretty good, so that's very good. So maybe one more sip.
Okay, the butter goes on in the peanut butter.
Peanut
butter going to milk?
Do not put peanut butter on that.
What?
A grilled Charlie has peanut butter last.
Okay, either inside or
Peanut
outside.
butter outside. Chocolate inside. Butter inside. Cheese outside.
Go away.
Whatever you do, don't make grilled Charlie unless you're in the mood to scrape a whole bunch of burnt cheese off the bottom of your pan. We're going to start by buttering the wrong side of our bread and placing it cheese side down in a hot skillet. We're then going to top that with some chocolate syrup, another piece of buttered bread, again, wrong side down. We're going to try and flip that, but of course it's going to be burnt to the bottom. Got some nice melted crunchy cheese there, and then we're going to top the other side with peanut butter before scooping and serving. Now, this was actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. The cheese was kind of lost in the peanut butter and the chocolate, but it was good enough that I had more than one bite, I'm ashamed to say, but here you go. But as with most of the foods in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I feel like we can do better, so we're going to start with some brioche that we're going to put in some melted butter, topped with good Eton chocolate and a nice slab of brie that we're then going to top with another slice of brioche, smeared with peanut butter. We're going to toast that up just as we would any other grilled cheese sandwich before slicing and serving. Of all the It's Always Sunny iterations in this episode, I almost want to recommend this one the most, but it doesn't hold a candle to milk steak.
Let's talk about your likes and dislikes. How about your favorite food? What would that be?
Oh, milk steak.
What?
Milk steak.
I'm not putting milk
Just
steak.
put steak. Just
I'm
put
gonna put
regular
steak.
steak, and then
Don't
that way
put
it's a
steak. Put
compromise.
milk steak. She'll know what it is.
No, she won't know what it is,
She'll
Charlie.
know
Nobody
what it
knows what
is.
that is. No, okay.
I think you can guess how milk steak is prepared. We're going to bring about 2 cups of milk to a boil before dropping a once beautiful ribeye into the boiling milk until pallid and misshapen. Remove from the milk once it looks like it's maybe done, I don't know. And before digging in, we need to add Charlie's preferred accoutrement, which is a few handfuls of jelly beans. I know this looks absolutely scrumptious, but as soon as I managed to scoop a bite into my mouth, well, sorry you have to see this. It was not only the flavor, but the texture that was the stuff of nightmares, so I know that we can improve on this one. We're going to start with a half pound of bacon that we're going to render in about a quarter cup of water until we get all the fat out and it's crispy brown. We're then going to brown some boneless short rib in the bacon fat. Now I know this isn't quite steak, but it's beef and it's fatty and it's delicious, and it's actually going to work very well braised in milk. So once we get a nice brown crust on those, we're going to take them out, add our bacon back to the pot, crank up the heat, and deglaze with, you guessed it, milk. Scrape up all that delicious fond off the bottom of the pot, and then add some sage, rosemary, and a few carrots for sweetness, along with a couple cloves of garlic, and our browned pieces of boneless short rib. Make sure they're propped on top of the vegetables so they're sticking out of the liquid a little bit. This way they can continue to brown as they braise in the oven for about 2 hours, 300-degree oven. Once they are butter knife tender, we're going to take them out of the braising liquid and cool them so we can slice them into pleasing little cubes. In the meantime, we're going to make a bacon gravy. This is just like a sausage gravy, but with, instead of sausage, bacon. How'd you know that? So just like we did earlier, we're going to render and brown about a quarter pound of bacon before adding a few tablespoons of flour, effectively creating a roux, and then adding milk to create gravy that we're then going to mix up, make sure that we get the consistency right, taste for seasoning, add salt and pepper as necessary, and get ready for plating. Now in lieu of jelly beans, we have a rosemary and pea shoot gel. I will make all these recipes available when I have the gumption to type them up. I'm going to go for a chef's table kind of vibe, so I'm going to line these up with some deep fried Parmesan polenta cubes, and then top each of our pieces of short rib with some of our bacon gravy. Garnish with some mustard microgreens. This is going to give a nice little peppery bite. Swirl with a bit more of our rosemary pea shoot gel. Add some edible flowers for color. Wipe up the swirl of rosemary pea shoot gel when we realize it might have been a poor design choice. Opt for some dots instead, and let's dig in. Now, while this might have strayed ever so slightly from what Charlie had in mind when he ordered milk steak in that restaurant, this turned out really, really good, and was one of the few plates in the history of this show that I ended up leaving totally clean. But then again, I was blasted on grain alcohol.
Man. Whew.